10,000 men stand on a narrow coastal plain, staring at an army twice their size. The year is 490 BC, and Greece is about to either survive or disappear. No reinforcements are coming. Sparta refused. The fate of Athens rests here, on this field. The Persian fleet has crossed the Aegean with somewhere between 20 and 40,000 soldiers. King Darius of Persia has sent this force not just to conquer land, but to punish Athens for daring to defy him. Years earlier, Athens had helped Greek rebels burn a Persian city. Darius never forgot. According to ancient tradition, Darius kept a servant whose only job was to whisper 3 words before every meal: "Remember the Athenians." Now camped on the plain of Marathon, the Persian army waits, confident, patient, enormous. The Athenians have marched roughly 26 miles from the city to meet them here, before Persia can advance inland. With them are a small force of allies from Plataea, loyal, brave, and outnumbered alongside their Athenian brothers. The Greek generals are divided. Some want to wait for Sparta, others argue that waiting means death. What would you have decided in that moment? Comment below, hold the line or attack. The Athenian general Miltiades has fought alongside Persians before. He knows how they move, how they think, how they win. That knowledge becomes the most dangerous weapon on the entire battlefield. He argues fiercely for immediate attack. The terrain here, this narrow plain flanked by marshes and hills, limits Persian numbers. The council votes. Miltiades wins by the narrowest margin. The Greeks will charge. 10 generals hold equal authority, but each day one rotates into supreme command. When Miltiades' day comes, the order is given. The morning of September 490 BC breaks clear. The air smells of salt from the nearby sea. Across the plain, Persian archers are already forming their lines. Their bows are legendary. Their arrows can darken the sky. The Greeks know this. Every man standing on that field knows what Persian arrows do to an unshielded body. Miltiades gives an order that shocks even his own men. They are going to run, not retreat, not walk. They are going to sprint directly into Persian arrow range and close the gap before the archers can reload. 8,000 Athenian hoplites, each carrying a bronze-tipped spear, a heavy shield and iron armor, begin to move. Can you imagine that run? Armor rattling, lungs burning, the ground pounding beneath your sandals, arrows beginning to fall. They cover roughly a mile at speed. Men stumble, some fall, but the line holds and the Greeks crash into the Persian front. The sound is unlike anything. Wood, bronze, iron, and human bodies collide at full force across the entire plain. Persian infantry at the center are experienced and tough. They push back hard. The Greek center begins to buckle and bend. For a terrifying moment, it looks like the Persians have won the center. The Greek formation seems to be breaking apart, but Miltiades planned for this. He deliberately thinned the center and reinforced both wings with his strongest men. The Greek wings slice through the lighter-armed Persian flanks like iron through cloth. Both Persian sides collapse almost simultaneously. Now the Greek wings do something remarkable. Instead of pursuing the fleeing Persians outward, they turn inward. They fold back toward the center, surrounding the victorious Persian corps from behind. The Persians suddenly find themselves encircled. The Persian soldiers who had been pushing forward moments ago are now trapped on 3 sides with the sea behind them. Follow this channel if you want more stories of strategy and survival like this one. History doesn't get more cinematic than this. The slaughter in that encirclement is brutal. Persian soldiers fight desperately, but have nowhere to retreat except toward the water. Some reach the beached Persian ships. Fierce hand-to-hand combat breaks out at the water's edge as men fight for the vessels. The Athenians capture 7 Persian ships in the chaos. It is a stunning detail. Greek infantry boarding Persian warships on the beach. One of the Athenian generals, a man named Callimachus, the war archon who had cast his vote for attack, dies fighting at the shore. He dies in victory, which is perhaps the only consolation his name carries down through history. When the battle ends, the plain of Marathon is littered with Persian dead. Ancient sources record 6,400 Persian losses. The Greeks lose 192 men. Every single one of those names is later recorded and honored. They are buried on the battlefield itself. The burial mound, called the Soros, still stands at Marathon today. a silent hill of earth holding the bones of those 192 men. But the battle is not truly over yet. The Persian fleet is still intact, and it is now sailing south around the Cape toward Athens. Miltiades understands immediately. The Persians are hoping to find the city undefended, while the army is still at Marathon. There is no time to rest, no time to grieve. The Greeks must march again, back to Athens, 26 miles, in full armor. Share this with someone who needs to understand what human endurance really looked like in the ancient world. They march through the heat, exhausted, wounded, and bloodstained, racing their own victory before it becomes a trap. They arrive at Athens before the Persian fleet. When the Persian ships appear offshore and see the Athenian army already waiting, they hesitate. The Persian commanders look at the coast, see the soldiers who just destroyed their army now standing guard, and they make a decision. They turn their ships around. The Persian fleet withdraws. Athens is saved without a second battle being fought. The exhaustion and relief felt in that moment by those Greek soldiers must have been almost impossible to process. For the Athenians, Marathon is not just a battle. It becomes a defining moment of identity, courage, and the survival of their city. The word marathon enters history permanently, attached forever to the idea of running extraordinary distances in service of something greater. Ancient tradition records that a runner named Pheidippides carried news of the victory to Athens, collapsed, delivered his message, and died. Modern historians debate the details, but the tradition is powerful enough to have inspired the modern marathon race more than 2,000 years later. What do you think about that kind of endurance? Drop a comment. Could you have made that march in full armor after a battle? Miltiades himself does not enjoy a peaceful retirement. Greek politics are complicated, and glory rarely protects a man for long. After Marathon, he leads a failed campaign against the island of Paros, suffers a wound, is tried for deception, fined heavily, and dies in prison. Even the greatest Greek hero of his generation cannot escape the turbulent world of Athenian democracy and political rivalry. But his victory at Marathon echoes forward. It proves that Persian expansion is not inevitable, that a free city can stand against an empire. The battle sends a message across the Greek world that discipline, terrain, strategy, and courage can overcome overwhelming numbers. It also plants a seed. Darius will die before he can attempt revenge. But his son Xerxes will try again, 10 years later with a far larger force. The story of Marathon is the first chapter of a longer conflict, and those who survived it will face fire again at Thermopylae and Salamis. But on that September morning in 490 BC, none of that is known. The men standing on that plain know only the moment they are in. They know they are fewer. They know the Persians are stronger in number. They know arrows are coming, and they run anyway. If this story moved you, subscribe and share it, because this kind of courage deserves to be remembered by as many people as possible. The plain of Marathon today is quiet. Green fields stretch toward the sea. Birds move through the air where arrows once fell. But beneath that stillness sits something that cannot be erased. The memory of men who refused to accept that their city should fall. They ran into the arrows. They turned inward when victory was partial. They marched again when their legs had nothing left to give. And by the time the Persian ships turned away from Athens, an idea had survived alongside the city. That free people are worth fighting for. That is the Battle of Marathon. Not a myth, not a legend. A morning in September when 10,000 men changed the course of Western history.